Double check that we're live. Sorry, we're getting a slightly late start. I'm usually like super prompt. I pride myself on being prompt, but today has been a day with my little chicken nugget, as I like to call him. So today I'm going to be talking to you all about the content creation process. I love that for me. He just spilled my coffee everywhere. Oh my God. Okay, I do see that we are live, I think. Let me just quickly get a napkin. Oh my God, dude. Don't fall off the bed. It has been a struggle since he has become more mobile. So I apologize. I really just don't want this to mess up my computer. Okay. We are live. Okay, we're good. I'm so sorry, guys. I like hashtag relatable, I hope, because seriously, mom life. I can't believe he spilled my coffee, my little espresso. I'm staying with my grandma for a little bit and my mom in Florida, and she made me a little espresso after lunch. So he just spilled it everywhere, all over me. I feel like super sticky. It's all over himself. He's getting more mobile, so he's like flying off the bed and stuff. Hashtag relatable, I hope, right? Anyway, so I want to talk to you guys today. I thought I would do a little content creation session. I'm going to show you my exact process. I just think that that's super valuable. Just like literally walking you through what I do on a weekly basis. A lot of times what I do for clients personally is I like to do it on a monthly basis, but it's not really that realistic for me personally. Some weeks I'll do it on a weekly basis. Like I'll plan out my content and create it like for the week. And sometimes I'll just do that day. Sometimes I'll do the month. It really just depends, but I'm just going to show you like a general idea of my process. I do have a freebie that I'll link down below. I'm streaming into a bunch of different groups. It's just the way it is today. So wherever you come from, I'm going to make sure that I link my freebie, which is a spreadsheet that gives you content ideas. Hopefully that's really helpful. If you're in my group, you should already have it because if you left your email when you first got here, right? So sorry, coffee needed. So I don't really have like an outline of what I'm going to talk about today, but let's just talk about the process, right? The planning process to me, when you post just to post, there's no reason, there's no value in that, right? Like you have to have some sort of plan. And a lot of people get really, really overwhelmed with the content creation process because they don't have a good plan. What I teach my clients to do and what like I hope to teach you today is that if you have a plan, it's not going to be as overwhelming. So once you have like, yes, it's going to take a little bit to get used to. And like when my clients first start with me, they're like, okay, this is a lot. But once you get used to this whole habit of planning out your content, it's going to make the content creation process so much more simple. Oh, if you're here, say hi. I forgot to mention that. And let me know where you're watching from because I want to know where you're watching from. Someone says coffee is a must. Oh, Saima says hi. Hi, Saima. I think that's how you pronounce her name. I'm sorry. So yes, I'm going to show you my process. I'm basically, I'll take you through my freebie, which I'll link down below if you don't have it. Just because I think it's a valuable resource for when you're planning out your content anyway. What a mess. My shoe feels sticky, guys. I'm sorry. Oh my gosh. Okay. So here is I'm going to share my screen as soon as I find it, of course. It's a 30 days of content ideas. So it gives you ideas and it's also a good way to organize when you're planning your content because it's like a spreadsheet. I love spreadsheets. If you're anything like me, you love spreadsheets. I'm going to show you my favorite project management tool, but let me know what yours is. I would love to know. Let me share my screen. So we've got this. This just sort of shows you like it gives you an overview, but I'm going to show you exactly how to use this. And I do this like pretty much in every live. So if you've seen this before, I'm sorry, but I'm just going to go over it again. So coffee. You're going to pick the date. So let's say today for this video, for this training, the purposes of this training, I'm going to be planning out my content for next week. Although I haven't planned out my content for Friday yet, but I have done for today and for tomorrow, but like, because this live is included in my planning process, even though I don't have like a concrete plan, I'm just gonna like off the cuff show you what I do because I think that's better. Like it's more valuable when I actually just show you what I'm doing, right? But anywho, let's say we're planning next week. So next week is Monday, and on Monday I want to educate. So I just want to make sure he doesn't fall off the bed. This is totally a temporary location where I'm at. It's like my mom's house, but We're just here. Anyway, I'm gonna educate. So I'm gonna give the best tips, tricks, or hacks. Like I said, I'll leave this freebie in the comments when I'm done. I just forgot to link it. I didn't have time to. So I want to do that. So you have these options here. When you're planning out your content, you're like, okay, tomorrow I don't want to educate. I want to do something else. I want to inspire people. Generally on Mondays, I'm not gonna lie to you though, I like to inspire. Like I like to start the week off by inspiring people. So let's go to inspire instead. So you're gonna scroll all the way down, inspire. Let's say motivate your audience. Let's do words of wisdom. Yeah, so you could just either come up with your own sort of quote, like that's motivational, or you can share your favorite motivational quote or something like that. But make sure it's related to like what you do. Like a lot of times, okay, if you're a mindset coach, no shade to you. Like, I'm not saying that there's not more to this, but I think every single business needs to have some sort of mindset component. So to start off the week inspired, it's really like beneficial to you and to like just your audience in general. Just like it frames the week, like it starts the week off right. You know what I mean? So, my coffee's cold. I can't believe we spilled it. I just feel I'm gonna have to like mop here when I'm done. So anyway, when you're planning out your content, you're like, okay, yeah, I think I'm gonna motivate my audience on Monday because I just feel like doing that. You're gonna check off the motivational part. He almost fell off the bed. What kind of content do you want to do that day? I want to do a motivational reel. I want to talk to my audience about something motivational. And then there's hook options here. To be honest, like top 5 ways to prepare for the week. And that's like a motivational sort of thing. Top 5 ways. And then your CTA can be something like this post if you agree. Because when you're doing something motivational, it's not necessarily for like engagement. I mean, you can not engagement, like to try to sell something. You always want engagement. So I would recommend your CTA, you should have a CTA in every single post. That's what I tell my clients all the time. A CTA in every single post is super important. Whether it's just to like, to share, to comment, whatever it might be. So this gives you a few ideas and you can always add to them. When you get the spreadsheet, you can like literally edit this and just like add whatever you might want. Like something you commonly use in your content or something. And then you can... there's a place for notes as well. I would say he just hit his head, so he's gonna start crying. Like this post if you agree. That's what I would do. And then you can like put in the notes, post this at 12 p.m. Eastern or whatever it might be that you want to say, or like create this Canva thread page number 1 or something like that, right? So basically that's what you're gonna do for like the entirety of like this whole content calendar. What I do is, like I said, either weekly, sometimes monthly. It depends on like my mood. Let me see if anyone's like, hi, I'm watching from Cape Town. Okay, hi. If you have any questions as we go, you can always drop them down below. But yeah, that's basically what I do to plan out my content. And literally sometimes, even though I don't use this as often, sometimes when I'm stumped and I'm like, I really don't know what I'm going to post this week, I come to this and I'm like, oh, it gives me like an idea. Because although it's not super like specific to your niche, for example, it just gives you like an idea like, okay, I'm going to give the best tips and tricks on next Tuesday, right? Like, let's say on the 24th, I want to educate people. So I'm going to do this and I'm going to give the best tips and tricks because it gives me like an idea. It's like sometimes you have all these ideas in your head and you're like, I don't know what I want to talk about today. My dude, can you please relax? He has coffee all over his onesie. I'm so sorry, guys. Hashtag relatable, I hope. So yeah, then we have on Wednesday, we could do something else. Like you have various categories here, and though they're not super specific to your niche, which I'm going to talk about how to get there now, I would definitely recommend doing that. But this still gives you some sort of idea of what you can post when you're super stumped. Stop trying to grab things, especially not my coffee cup, okay? Do not unplug the microphone. Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to show you how I more specifically plan my content through Notion. I do sell this content planner, and I talked about this a little bit last week on my lives last week if you saw me. So if you're here again, hello. I'm glad you're here, but it might be a little bit of a repeat, somewhat of a repeat, not totally. I do have these on your favorite project management tool of choice, I promise. I'm working on ClickUp now, but I have it on Asana, on Airtable, Notion. What's the other one? Oh, I have a Google Sheets one too. If you're like really basic and you're like, I don't like any project management tool, like I really can't do anything else because it's too complicated for me. I totally get that. Notion is such a vibe though. I'm obsessed with Notion. If you are obsessed with Notion, you need this in your life. It's just so, Aesthetic. I love it. Okay. You can tell how excited I get about spreadsheets. It's super weird. And like project management. It's just like this has everything in it. But I'm going to go to the content part of this because it's really what I'm here for, right? So this is basically like your content strategy. And you can discuss your like, oh, I'm going to post 5 times a week on Instagram and 3 times a week on Facebook or whatever it might be. Don't really necessarily recommend doing that. I recommend figuring out if we're going to talk about that real quick. Your content strategy needs to be sustainable long term. So whatever that is for you, whatever that looks like for you, if you're like, I can only post 3 times on Instagram a week, then just do that. If I can only post twice a week, then just do that. I will say, personally, I'm of the belief that you should try to post at least once a day on like all your platforms for visibility purposes. So like if you're on Facebook doesn't take a ton of brain power. To me, I don't really plan out my Facebook posts all that often unless it's something super long and like inspiring and things like that. And like I want to be an author real quick. Other than that, I would say Facebook doesn't take super like so much planning, right? So like Instagram, you're like, I need like a Canva graphic. I need to figure out what time I'm going to post. I need to figure out this. A lot of time my Facebook posts are like off the cuff. Like, oh, I got inspired. Let me just, right? So really quick, your strategy should be whatever is sustainable for you. I would say minimum once a day on like either Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, whatever it might be, once a day. Of course, I'm getting a phone call. He sees that my notifications are silenced and he still tries to call me. That's my hubby. So you have it visually here so you could see on which days you are posting what. So it kind of like tells you, like today I'm going to be posting about content strategy development because I'm talking about this really. And I want to talk about that. I want to talk about this on Instagram as well through a carousel. So I'm going to be doing that. And tomorrow I know I'm going to be posting a reel. And I've already filmed the reel actually. So it's just a visual way of seeing it. But what I really want to talk about today is your pillar topics. So I talked about this a little bit last week. I always tell my clients to have, obviously you have a framework that you sort of take your clients through. Whatever that might be, there's probably like some 4 to 5 like overarching topics that you talk about with your clients, right? And then within that, there's like subtopics. I would say minimum you need 4 pillars, 4 overarching topics that you talk about, that you take your clients through that you want to talk about in your free content, right? And then within that, you want at least minimum 4, I would say 5 if you can. And I would say more. As you can see, this is like what I have. Like I have a lot of subtopics within each pillar because it's just a lot of stuff that I talk about. And I'm always adding to this list. But what this list helps, and this is what everyone's like, oh, content pillars are so blah. Here's the thing. If you get overwhelmed with content creation, you need something that's going to help you not get overwhelmed with content creation. And this is going to be it. Creating your pillars, creating the subtopics within each pillar. If you're like, oh my gosh, I don't know what I'm going to post tomorrow. I like, there's days where I'm like, oh my God, I really don't know what I'm going to post tomorrow. Well, look, I have this. And I just switched over from Airtable to Notion. So I don't have everything on here. But I used to have like a whole lot of notes in the targeting notes area over here. So it just kind of tells you like, look, so there's that. Like it tells you, like, I just make a lot of notes whenever I'm like inspired about like, oh, content creation, thought leadership, let me write some random things about this. Then I like have an idea. I have some sort of like guide to help me when I'm stumped. But when I go and I plan out my content for the week or for the month, whatever I'm doing, like I just assign dates. So I'm like, okay, this week I'm talking about whatever. And you, like, if you're super like, I cannot do this, like I don't know where to start, you just come up with your pillars and your subtopics and just go in order. Like your week 1, you talk about content creation. Week 2, you talk about traffic and growth. Week 3, etc. I have a lot of pillars though. So like I would not really be talking about the same things month after month, which is totally fine with me. I used to start off with monthly content prompts. I've sort of shifted from that because it's like kind of boring. So unless I make them more interesting, I have to figure out a way to do that, which that's another thing. Like you want to put your personality behind these topics. So whatever it might be that you're taking your paying clients through, you want to do that in your free content as well. So what I'm saying is, let's plan out my content for next week. Let's just start. Okay, so next week, let's see, what do I want to talk about? I do want to talk about about strategy. I just don't know. Let's talk about messaging. So on Monday, Okay, wait. Monday, I'm going to do a reel. So I want to do a reel about messaging. So I'm going to put October 23rd, form of content, reel. And I'm going to do a face to camera reel. Unless I find a trend. Sometimes I find a trend and I'm like, oh, I gotta hop on this trend before it's not a trend anymore, you know? And then you can pick Instagram. You can do more than one. I'll probably talk about it on Facebook too. I'm starting a little bit of Pinterest, but I'm not quite there yet. So I'm not going to put Pinterest. Can you please relax, man? So that's Monday. Let's see. On Tuesday, I'm going to do a carousel. I do either carousels or reels, and I'm going to show you how I create them in a second. It's super easy for me, personally. I think I'm going to talk about building relationships on Tuesday. I don't know. I just feel like that's a really important topic, and we're going to do a carousel. Wednesday, I'm going to be going live again around the same time, so I'm going to talk about that in a second. But let's see. On Instagram. Okay, I'll probably talk about it on Facebook too. And I might plan a little bit something. Sometimes I do like longer posts, and yes, they require planning. So let's see. I'm going to do content creation on Wednesday because I'm going live. Let's see. Which one do I want to do? Let's do impactful content because I think that's really important. So on the 25th, I'm going to be going live. I'm also going to probably do a reel. Let's do a trend. I might not do a trend. I might do something else. And there's a bunch of real options here. And if you purchase this calendar or this planner, by the way, there is like an explanation for each one of these. Like there's like examples like linked, and you can like visually see on Instagram what they are. So you're like, okay, I don't know what a voiceover is. What are you talking about? So there's that. I'm going to do a live video. I'm going to do a reel, and that would be for Facebook and Instagram. So that's Wednesday. And then Thursday, let's see. Let's do Thursday. What do we do on Thursday? Let's go personal. No, let's go mindset. No, let's say mindset for Friday. Let's do defining your personal brand. Why not? I don't think I've really talked about that in a hot minute. So let's do a carousel, and let's do Instagram and probably Facebook. Sometimes I don't really do this for Facebook though. And then on Friday, let's do mindset. Let's do a reel on mindset. Let's do overcoming perfectionism. I feel like I could talk about that today because like I feel like I have to be perfect, and I'm so upset that my child will not let me go live, and my husband's calling me even though I told him what I was doing today. Let's do not live. I was talking about live, not that I want to do a live. So let's uncheck this. No. How do you uncheck this? I don't remember. No, don't delete it. Oh, there you go. I'm sorry. Let's do a real face to cam. It might be a trend though. I don't know. So now that I have my weekly content planned out, I'm going to go back to my content strategy tab and go to my content pipeline. So here we are. I'm going to start with Instagram. I'm going to make a copy of this template. So duplicate. And then I wish I could type, but I'm going to like just show you the general idea. So let's say Monday. I don't want to type too much because he is not going to let me. So Monday, whatever Monday's date is. Okay, we're going to do, no, go back. Ugh. I'm not a lefty, so I really can't do this. Okay. So we don't want to do this. We want to find the date. So Monday is, I wish I knew. What day is Monday? The 23rd? Is it the 23rd? I think it's the 23rd, right? Sure. So you see how it like automatically populates because we already chose what dates are going with what topic. So when we're planning out our content even more, here it is. It's just automatically populates, right? So what day do I want this due by? Let's say the 20th. And then if you have team members, you could assign them. I have a VA, but I'm not going to assign her yet because I'm doing a reel and I don't think she needs to be assigned to that. Can you please? Okay, so now we get into like the nitty gritty of like the actual planning process. So by the way, this whole process takes me 30 minutes a week. In total, 2 hours a month. That's it. Once you have this down packed, you're like, I got it down to a science. It's not that difficult and it doesn't take that much time. You just got to put in the work at first. It's a little tricky. So when you're creating content, you want to think about what style you want to showcase this particular topic. Do I want it to be more personal? Do I want it to be educational, logical? Or do I want to like a little quick question, like or whatever sort of thing? I think for this, I want it to be personal. We're talking about personal messaging. So these are color coded. So personal is purple. So I'm going to find the purple thing. So this is the like kind of a cheat sheet on like, okay, this is going to help me plan out my content even more, right? So for this, I think since we're talking about messaging, let's make it a mindset shift, okay? What am I targeting with this? Do I want to target, because when you're targeting a certain like pain point or desire or certain thing with this piece of content, the next time you talk about this piece of content, you can reframe like your content in a way where it targets something else. So today, or for this piece of content, I want to talk about people's obstacles and mistakes with their messaging. But next time, if I want to target their objections or something, or misconceptions or pains or something like that, it would be different. I would be able to talk about it in a different way, right? And so my aim with this piece of content is going to be connection or easing engagement. Actually, let's do trust and authority. I feel like that's better. So what that means is, this is also color coordinated. I want to end with a motivating thought. That's all I want to do. I don't want to sell my stuff. I don't want to do anything. Do you see how easy that is, though? It's like, okay, wait, with this piece of content, with this topic, I want this particular style, this particular targeting, this particular aim. The next time I talk about this, it's not going to be the same thing. I'm not going to be repeating myself, because I'm going to be talking about it in a different style, in a different targeting, and have a different aim behind that piece of content. Anyway, I'm going to scroll down. And I'm going to start figuring out what I'm going to do. So this is a reel, so I will need a reel cover. So I have a reel cover like templates already on my Canva. So I would link them here if I want to, but that's all I really need from here. And then for the copy draft, this is where I just start. Like, honestly though, what I do first is I duplicate all of the stuff, like each one for each day of the week, and then I move it down the pipeline. So this is a pipeline. So, okay, we've got it planned out. So the draft is pending. I need to write the caption. That's pretty much it though. So then I can move it. Once I write the caption, I can move it to content pending. Once I create the reel cover and I create the reel and it's ready to go, I can put it here. Really, this content ready to finalize is more for my VA. Like when I'm doing like graphics and things like that, then I could have her go in and just sort of create the graphic for me if I need to. Honestly, I don't have her create graphics for me anymore. I just do everything on my phone. I have her do other things though. Like she doesn't really concentrate on like the design side of things anymore. But if she's doing something for me, then she would put it in ready to finalize. Like I need to finalize this. And once I'm like, okay, yeah, it's good to go. Then I move it here. And there's a place for me to tag her. So I would tag her here. I'm not going to do that because then she's going to get really confused, right? So I can't see, my phone's in the way. Sorry, guys. And then when I'm like, okay, yeah, it's ready to go. And then she's like, okay, let me schedule it for her because it's good to go. Then she moves it to the schedule. It's ready to go. But this is more, again, like when she's doing this for me, when I'm like, okay, I scheduled it on my Instagram app because I schedule my reels now because it's just easier. It's like done. Then I'll move it to scheduled, ready to go. And when it finally goes up, I have her go in and move it to publish. So I know it's already over here. I like to keep them for at least a month to see what I've talked about on what day, so I don't repeat myself, right? So there's different views of this. You're like, okay, who's assigned what? So you would see that I'm assigned this, and if Madison, my VA, was here, she would see that she's assigned that. You also see it visually. You also see it weekly. Status overview is, this is by platform. This is by all of them. So if you're like, okay, I'm posting, if you want to see what am I posting, what do I need to finish like the content on, then you can visually see, okay, no, I need to finish Facebook and I need to finish Instagram. Whereas this, it's like separated, so you can like, it has all of the platforms on here. Anyway, I know this is a lot, and like I said, let's see if comments are coming in. I'm sorry. Let me stop sharing my screen. He's super cute and wants his mommy's attention. Oh, he's 27 now. Oh, wow. Yeah, he is 8 months old and like, he loves being on camera though. I don't really want him on the internet, but it is the way it is. It's fine. So anyway, hopefully this is helpful. Like I said, this planner's for sale. I'll have the link in the comments if you're interested. I have it on Notion, Airtable, Asana, all these places. But once you figure out, I promise you, the way I showed you at first, you can do this with Google Sheets. And it's super easy to do it with my Google Sheets, like free little content planner, because it gives you ideas and it's super visual. You can see like each day what you're going to post on what day So it's like a visual thing. If you're like me and you love planning, I don't know, these planners, they are a fruit of my labor, and they it's complicated. It's evolved so much over time. So hopefully you guys found this helpful. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer. Look at that smile. This system is awesome. I need this in my life. So yeah, this is on sale. Like I said, it's $47. The Notion one, I'm feeling like I want to bump up the price a little bit because it is so valuable, and there's also a lot of content resources, and I'm also adding like a budget spreadsheet too. I might add that and bump up the price to $97. Yes, this is available for purchase. Someone is asking. I'll have the link down below in the comment section when I'm done. I couldn't get to it because this one spilled my coffee all over me. I was going to try to have it linked already for you guys. Yeah, you're laughing. Of course, you're laughing. That's just the way it is. And yeah, so it's $47 for Notion, Asana, Airtable. I think $37 for Trello and $27 for Google Sheets, because Google Sheets is not as like automated. These are like super automated. Once you're done it, like it does everything for you. It's really cool and I love it. So the Notion one, once again, Notion's my favorite, and to be honest, only a very few amount of people have bought it, and I'm like, why? Everyone's awesome. I mean, Notion's awesome. So if you go back to the homepage, you visually see, oh look, I have to post this here, but you also have an events calendar, and you also have your tasks. I don't know why this is highlighting. I can't really click with my left hand. Sorry guys. You also have your tasks list. So I have some stuff that I need to do for my own stuff and for my clients. I don't want to show too much because I have my client stuff here. So I have client management. So this has a lot more stuff than like the other ones do. That's why it's my favorite. But I know a lot of people think that it's a little overwhelming. Like my close friend is like, you're crazy. I cannot organize my life to that degree. Like it's insane. But to me, if I don't use this, then I know I'm going to have a problem. And when I don't use this, I do not post consistently. And you know what? When you don't post consistently, you don't make sales, because posting is such an integral part of being a business owner. You just got to do it. And I promise you, at first, it's like, oh my gosh, this is so much. This is so overwhelming. And my clients, they even say this, like, I can't do this. It's like too much. And I'm like, just push through, write out all your topics, write out like the framework you take your clients through. Once you have that, all you got to do is assign dates for the week. You're like, okay, on Monday, I want to talk about this. On Tuesday, I'm going to talk about this. On Wednesday, I'm going to talk about this. And that's it. And then you just go in and you plan each one at a time. A lot of times I repurpose my content too. Like I will take what I write as an Instagram caption and post it on Facebook. Graphics don't do as well on Facebook. That's a personal preference to me, but you can post the graphics on Facebook too. You can literally just repurpose. So with this being said, I'm done. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer. I'm going to go post the links now. I'm not sure who's asking what in what group because I'm streaming to a lot of places. If you found this helpful, please like this so it can see more eyeballs. Right? And yeah, I will see you guys next time. Bye.